Hey everyone, hopefully you're having a good day. My name's Andy. My channel is Finding Value. If you're looking for undervalued investment opportunities, click subscribe to the channel. We talk about this a lot. And today, in this presentation, I'm going to talk about value. And what I mean by value is everything in this world is created from something. And it provides value to human beings. As a usable product. So when you look at these things as investments, when you look at anything, you've got the commodity, we'll call it the commodity area. That whole area of commodities is where value is created from. And then you've got a bunch of companies in the world that are basically transitioning or forming different commodities, putting them all together, assembling them. And creating an end product. Those are kind of the middle to end companies. So during certain periods of time, some areas are more favorable than other areas. So when you think of a favorable area that's coming up, I talk a lot about commodities and the value in commodities because of their relationship of how they're priced in relationship to everything else. That they are very undervalued, and that the conditions, the market conditions, are going to be favorable for commodities. So during this next cycle, they're going to be favorable for commodity type companies because the money is going to flow towards or forward to those commodities because we've underproduced. We do not have enough of commodities for the companies that are downstream. Then in other periods, when commodities get more expensive, their relationship of value in relationship to everything else is expensive, we want to invest in the later on companies, the ones that transform commodities into products, because the commodities themselves are going to be overvalued at some point. That's way down the road. And when those valuations go from overvalued to undervalued, the end companies that use the commodities are going to be more favorable. The conditions are set to be more favorable for them, and their PE ratios can expand and go upward. Right now, I think they're high and they're going to contract down. So that's basically the cycle. The cycle cycles between commodities and it cycles between users of commodities or companies that use them. And then we have a bunch of different companies that don't use commodities. They're more service type companies. Think of it as artificial intelligence, software driven companies, all of those things. But in the end, if you were to look at value, if you were to look at value to society and humans, what you're going to come up with is you're going to see this struggle between the companies that extract the commodities and then the cost to extract those commodities. So you've got this struggle between the cost curve going up from inflation of a declining dollar, and then you've got the deflationary forces. I'm just using what other people are what they use as a definition. Deflationary forces in terms of prices going down from technological advancements. So you've got those two forces that are butting back and forth against each other between inflation and the technological improvements and the improvements of moving earth and extracting earth and the efficiencies of getting the metal out of the ore. And those efficiencies will manifest themselves in a lower cost curve. So over time, over very, very long periods of time, what you see, what you see is that you see cost curves wanting to go up from monetary perspective and cost curves going down from technological advancements. Now, we also have inventory of these items. Over time, a lot of the inventory has gotten eaten up, especially of silver. If you look at silver, we had billions upon billions of ounces in inventory around the world. And industry has used all that silver up. And I don't know how much is in inventory. I think it's very little now. Hardly anything, like zero. And the uses for silver, in terms of its uses in end products, has skyrocketed. So what I'm looking for as an investor, and when I look for value, is I look for things that have their end uses skyrocketing in their use, inventories being drawn down, and eventually they're going to have to mine way more than what's out there. And then you just look at, well, how much is it going to cost to mine? And then you look at all the companies, they're all low ore grades, very low, very, very low. And it's going to cost a lot of money. And at some point, you've got like 7 different things all aligning. And what I mean by 7 different things is you've got energy, the cost of energy is going up. It's going up. It's not going down. And I don't think renewables is going to make energy cheaper. I think it's going to make it more expensive. Look at any country that has adopted more and more renewable energy. Their costs have all gone up, not down. So I don't know how people can claim that renewable energy is cheaper, because it's not. And what all those companies have done is they haven't reduced their carbon emissions either. Go look at them. They're still putting in coal plants and running natural gas at breakneck speeds. Go look at California. All they're doing is burning natural gas in the state next to them. So it is yet to be seen that renewables are sustainable and provide enough energy for society to even operate. So, and I'm reading all these articles, and they're saying that they're going to cut back on the spending of oil. And you know what? If it doesn't work out, if renewables don't work out, I don't. What are we going to do? Like, if they mess this thing up, are we going to be pushed into massively expensive power generation sources? I mean, are we going to be spending $400, $500, $800 a barrel oil? I mean, oil is easy. You extract it, you refine it, and then you can store it in a barrel. It's super easy. What are they going to do with renewables? They're going to build all these batteries, a ton of batteries. Where are they going to get all the batteries? We're going to have to go mine it all, and then we're going to have to continually mine it we have to build all new batteries. We're going to have to change over all of the batteries in the entire world every 7 years. I mean, that's how long a battery lasts, about, right? So we're going to build quadrillions of batteries all the time, nonstop. Yeah, like that's going to be economical. We'd be better off using just less energy right off the bat. I don't know. Anyway, value. I look at value. I see silver. I see platinum. I see these metals. They're extreme value to society. They're finding more and more uses for them. And I think the physical metal is a good bet. I also think that the companies that extract these metals are also good bets. If technology does progress, it's going to get easier and easier for these companies to extract it. Therefore, they should make more money. So that should be good. The only problem is all the new projects are getting harder and harder. They're not easy. Lower ore grades, harder to get at areas, more far out places. It's not going to get easier with that respect. So we are caught between them extracting it in very hard and difficult to get places with tons of energy requirements, and technology, bringing the costs down. So I don't know what's going to win. I don't know if we're just going to hit a brick wall and say, look, the price of silver is going to have to go to $1,000 an ounce just to get more out of the ground. I don't know what the prices are. I'm just making this up. It's not $1,000 necessarily. It could be a couple $100, $200, something like that. It could be $1,000 and that we can't extract enough silver out of the ground, period. I mean, that's a possibility. Then you run into energy scarcity, where we need more energy. Because if we run into problems with gold and silver and platinum and all these different minerals, copper, maybe the exponential use of energy it just exponentially goes up. Everything's going up exponentially. I don't know how this resolves itself without shortages. I can't fathom it. I don't know when it's going to happen, but you can't grow everything at exponential speeds. It's going to end poorly. You are going to run into resource constraints sometime, somewhere, someplace. This Earth is only so large. And it's not like, I'm in aerospace. I built the fairings on some of the rockets for some of these companies. Everything's about weight. I don't know how the heck you're going to go mine something off of an asteroid and somehow bring it back. That's all weight. That doesn't make any sense. You're going to have massive amounts of energy then. And again, you'll be just going exponential on your energy usage. And if you go into an energy constrained world, I don't know how the value of everything that's above ground is going to be exponentially higher than where it is today. Something that's in your hand that you have of value to society is going to be far greater than it being in the ground covered by tons and tons of ore. So I just wanted to talk about value in general. If you guys like this content, give me a thumbs up. Appreciate you guys listening. This is Finding Value.